Hi, welcome to the video. So I want to go over my thoughts on dating Second Thessalonians. Go to description below. There should be a Google Drive link and to this PDF, and you're more than welcome to download it. So, and then this video you're watching, there'll be a link to it right here. So here, scholars across the board believe the Second Thessalonians was written around 53 AD. This is only like 1 or 2 years after they believe the First Thessalonians, and so I look at the evidence, and um, so it's based on this guy by the name of Robert Young, and he mentioned that Claudius expelled the Jews from Rome, and this was in 53 AD. And my thinking is, first off, you need a little bit of time for the word to get out, and then plus for word to get to Paul, and then for him to write it. So for him to just write it like that and just quick knee-jerk reaction, it doesn't make any sense to me. But the level of urgency is not that high. What I mean by that is it was only temporary. So if you look at the map, so here's Rome. Let's see here. So here's Rome, and Church of Thessalonica. Let's turn that on. Thessalonica. Bear with me here. There we go. So it's right here. So what happened was only in Rome. It did not happen over here. So it was only a temporary thing. They would have realized, oh, there's these people over here are still here, and other areas as well. You got Corinth and Galatia. Yeah, so it was only a temporary thing. And so it appears to me scholars have not thought through this at all. So it's not like Paul had to right away respond to this horrific thing. They think that he went already. When again, they had people that were obviously still there. They would have realized pretty quickly. Oh, wait a minute, this hasn't happened yet. So they're coming in judgment. So anyway, just something to think about. So these following passages suggest Second Thessalonians written well after First Thessalonians, not just a couple years later. So therefore, we ourselves speak proudly of you among the churches of God for your perseverance. We're not talking like whoopity-doo-dah. You've been persevering for a whole whopping 2 years. Okay, this is sometime after, several years later. Obviously, okay. Otherwise, why would he even bring this up? 2 years, woo, you know what I mean? So this, well after 51 AD. This is plain indication of God's righteous judgments that you be considered worthy of the kingdom of God, which you are suffering. All right. This also suggests quite a bit sometime later. There's things going on. 63 AD. Where there were Jews that were causing problems with Rome, and so there had to been some response to that. All right, so there was a hatred developing, not just mostly with Jews at this point. Okay, the hatred towards Christians didn't begin until Nero blamed the Christians for the fire, the end of 64 AD. So this suggests probably around 63 AD. And then he said, remember these things. Now, this obviously more than 2 years later. When you're talking about significant events, I mean huge events within a generation, 40 years, and you're talking to people who have strong memory capacity. I mean, these guys, using an analogy, they're like bodybuilder type memories, okay? They had strong memories. So if he was actually writing this 2 years later to these people, and he said, remember this thing, it would be actually an insult. It'd be like, Paul, we don't live in the year 2022 where we have cell phones and we have short memories where we rely on our cell phones for everything, for quick information. We're not in that era, Paul. we're in the area of first century. We might memorize scripture, and and our destiny depends on it. Okay, so when I say destiny, I'm opening up a whole theological can of worms here. What I mean by that is when the veil of the temple tore, from that point the Holy Holy transferred to Christ. From that point they were fulfilled in Christ in everything they did, all the way up till their last day. Okay, I didn't mean to go there, but that's what I meant by it. Um, yeah, the next verse. And you know restrains him now. This is the kicker. You know what restrains him now. That means Paul knew at this point he's writing who the restrainer was. I'm sorry, my hands are moving all over the place. Oh, sorry. But this is the kicker. So that in his time he will be revealed. This is justice was written after Acts 23, 1 through 5. So, oops, that's the actual verse itself. There we go. So it was Ananias, he was the restrainer. Okay, this is where Paul meets him. His son is the lawless one. Okay, and so Paul said, I was not aware, brother, that he was the high priest. He didn't know him yet. How can he possibly tell him you know who the restrainer is, and himself not even know who the restrainer was? Therefore, it had to be written after Acts 23. Okay. Sorry. So he meets him for the first time. So that suggests after Acts 23, and then if we go to I think I've got that. Yeah, here's the timeline. So what we talk about here? So I'm trying to zoom in a little bit here. So Elder was Ananias' dad. Okay, he was the man of lawlessness. He was revealed on August 14th. So therefore, obviously, August 14th, 86. So obviously, Second Thessalonians had been written before that. So so he died August 14th, 86. And so what's interesting, let's just go back to that for a second. Do you try me according to law, and in violation of the law, or me be struck? God will strike you, all right? And that was fulfilled on August 14th, 86. All right, where he died. All right. So anyway, stand firm. So if he wrote this in 53 AD, and they revealed August 14th, 86, that's 13 years later. That's a long time to be standing firm, you know. So this is just, closer to 66 AD. So if I say 63 AD, they're standing firm for 3 years. If I say 64 AD, that's 2 years, So it's got to be around that time. That's not realistic to tell somebody to stand firm for 13 years, all right? So, and sure as heck, when it was revealed, August 14th, 28 days later, they had arrived to the gathering. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1, talk about the gathering. So 28 days later, they were not wasting any time. And so I actually believe 5 days before that, where they're in Babylon, Egypt, to meet Peter. That's where he was. Looking at logistics, based on John 21, allow him to keep feeding Israel and to be safe. It was Babylon, Egypt. Babylon, he's talking about for Peter 5:13. And the reason why he's not mentioned the full city and country for protection reasons. And keep in mind, he wrote to 5 churches in Asia Minor. John wrote to the 7 churches in Asia Minor. 12 churches in Minor Asia. Compare notes. Babylon, Egypt. Egypt, they would have gotten out of Book of Revelation. So to compare notes, Babylon, Egypt, where you go to meet Peter. All right, that's how that would have worked. So, so there's not much time. Once it was revealed, the word got out right away, and then away they went. So that is evidence that they were in fact standing firm, ready to go. All right. Second Thessalonians 3:3, protect from evil one, Satan about to be released soon. Okay, so he was released, I believe, on March 20th to 26th, around there. This was when the bright lights was occurring at the temple. It fit the timeline perfectly. All right, that is when I believe John received the vision, and then right after that he started writing everything down, or he probably wrote as he received the vision, maybe. Yeah. So, and then for Peter, written around 66 A.D., it suggests close proximity to the time of Peter. For Peter, and he said, be of sober spirit. It's similar to being stand firm, sober spirit, be on alert. Okay, so having that similar timing. So overwhelming, yes. My bias is I'm going to say overwhelmingly suggests Second Thessalonians written a long time after First Thessalonians. So meet the restrainer and shortly before his statement released in AD 66. All right, so they're just my thoughts. Why I do not believe it was written 53 AD. It doesn't make any sense to me. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the material. Hope you continue to enjoy your studies. And you have a blessed day. Thank you.